So, welcome to MiniFridge. I'm Andrea Radek.
And I'm Kristin Plesko.
And we have the air conditioning on, and pretty much November.
Yeah.
Because it's really warm here today. But
yeah. I guess Hurricane Patricia or...
Yeah, I think we're getting the...
Peter.
Hurricane the Peter. No, yeah, I believe that Patricia and stuff had come through, and this is where our bands of rain are coming from. So
yeah, because it's nice and warm. Because I accidentally left my pothos outside, which is a tropical plant. And
I was just about to ask because I had no idea what a pothos was.
Oh, okay. It's a tropical vine that can grow up to 70 feet tall in the right environments, and leaves can be like 4 feet wide. However, I have a very young pothos. It's a golden queen pothos, to be specific. And yeah, I'm a nerd. What are you gonna do about it? But basically,
those all over the place.
I accidentally left it outside when it dropped below like 45, so it has like browning on it because it started to die. And,
you noticed those big giant leaves weren't there anymore?
Yeah,
as
because
soon as that first frost hit, it was just brown town.
Yeah, that's what happened. So I have to put
the 5 plants on the side of the apartment complex.
Yeah, so when I go home today, I'm gonna bring in my pothos and it'll live inside, and I'll try to save the frost damage because it was pretty significant. And I was like, oh, my poor baby. Oh.
Yeah, we've had the weirdest weather conditions here. And, like, Roanoke tends to have, I would guess, slightly milder. It used to, at least, more slightly milder. And then...
Climate change, I don't know what it is anymore.
Well, snow was a very occasional thing. Like,
until it isn't.
Maybe one snow per season. And it's like a snow of, like, 6 inches or something. Like
Not even that.
Yeah.
Like,
and then, like, the last few years that I've been here, we had one where it was 18 inches of snow, and we had 17 inches of snow, and work was closed down for, like, 4 days.
Before you came in, like, 2009 or so, or 2005, we had, like, 3 or 4 feet of snow at once. God. And I remember, when the plows finally came through, and it's Virginia, so we don't get snow like that, so we had a week without school.
Most of the plows here are just... trucks.
There's one.
Yeah, there's one actual plow. It's very impressive and it's very clean looking.
Yeah, because we don't use it. But basically the plows, I guess, had pushed the snow, and it was like an 8 or 10 feet tall, like, just mound right next to the stop sign, so no one could see the stop sign.
Well, I'm originally from Chicago, so I'm used to a lot of snow like that. And I think that same season, like 2010, yeah, that would be about right.
This might have been 2005, because I was still in high school.
Well, in 2010, at least in Chicago,
it
was like
bad.
6 inches of snow every other day. And it just never really let up. And that was when I had an internship in downtown Chicago when I was living out in DeKalb, which DeKalb is already an hour drive out. So I had to, like, drive an hour towards Elgin, get on a train, have, like, another 3 hours on the train before I got downtown.
Is it called the L?
It is called the L.
Yeah!
Actually, no, that was just the Amtrak. The L is the one that's around the immediate Chicago area.
Oh. Okay.
The Metro. I'm using excessive finger quotes. It's exactly the same as the Metro.
It's not the DC Metro, though.
Well, I'm saying, like, that same sort of range where it's just slightly outside of it.
You guys haven't had any fatal accidents yet, so you're missing out. Because I am pretty sure the DC Metro recently had fatal accidents.
Oh, we've definitely had fatal accidents.
Oh, really?
Oh, God, yeah.
Like train crashes?
Yeah. I'm pretty
this
sure.
was like 2 trains.
We're not looking it up.
Yeah, no, we're making a deal that we don't look things up right now.
Yeah,
that's why we gotta.
Because it's annoying to. Well, that's the thing is, like, I tend to edit the beginnings and some of the middles sometimes if we're just sort of, like, fucking around and not saying anything for a number of minutes. But yeah, it just becomes like, oh, look at that, and I'm like, I can't remember the picture that I looked at that time, and I didn't save it. Guess just gonna look at the artwork for the entire time. But
yeah,
no, there's been
dangerous.
plenty of train accidents and stuff by Chicago.
There's always
a shitload of trains.
There's always my favorite documentaries, like you know, you have the British guy like, whoa, you know, this is, and of course I'm going to be Australian because I can't do a British accent.
Crikey, look at these trains!
Boy, these 2 trains are heading right for it. You know, watch out for snakes. You know, I don't know.
Watch out for the trains coming up.
You know, gonna imitate Britney Spears there. You know, I am the bubbler. What does it mean?
Here comes the governor. Want to go to France? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a dance in the pants? No.
Want to party in France?
Well, it's just
Better
the
work,
way she
bitch.
said France, it was just not British at all.
I wanted to, like, make it rhyme with underpants after
Yeah.
she said it.
Yes, I do. So, for this mini fridge, how many minutes have just been talking about stuff? I'm also eating dinner, so I'm sorry. Submit. Don't push my chair. Okay. I'll cut this out. So for this mini fridge, this one is from Kristin Schaefer, who said that she sent us some scary themed pieces, and we figure since this is around Halloween, or it'll come out slightly after Halloween.
It's a spooky season.
Well, this one will come out today, so.
Oh, really? So it's not All Saints Day. Oh, wait, when's Halloween? It's like Friday, right?
Saturday.
Saturday? Okay.
Huh.
I don't care. All I know is All Saints Day is the time you need to go to church if you're Catholic, and I just...
That's never applied to me, so I don't know.
It's when ghosts come around. I think. I don't know the mythos.
Spooky, scary skeletons come
Yeah,
around.
it's when you have to remember your mortality and memento mori everywhere. If you know what I mean.
So, they sent us a couple pieces, and we might actually just review both of them. Or we'll do one per mini fridge. So, the one we're gonna do this time is called Scared Cookies. Where is it?
Scared cookies.
Oh, boy.
Andrea's trying to figure out how to full screen it, and she's
failing.
It's almost like Max would be a superior option.
I keep telling you, I've worked with Max, and it was a lot worse.
I'm joking. Macs are
So
just as shitty as everything else.
We have this spooky scene here with some gingerbread houses and then some spiders crawling on it. And she gave us a description. She said a bunch of other stuff, but we'll just read her description because it was separated out thusly, which is always nice.
Yeah.
In Scared Cookies, my teacher told me to draw what I believed a dreamlike landscape would look like. I tried to think of the most cliche dreamland that I could, which happened to involve gingerbread people and houses. And then I put spiders in it because my dreams usually have spiders in them. And as a person that has always had dreams that have spiders in them, I completely relate. Not recently. My dreams recently are my teeth always falling out, which is terrifying. And then I woke up and I was just straining really hard. I wasn't clenching. I was just like doing it like that, and it was terrifying. Anyways, so I did always used to have a bunch of dreams that spiders were attacking me. Spiders or ants or earwigs or flies or bees. I had a whole series when I was younger.
I'm a weird person that loves insects.
Yes, you are.
I will touch spiders. I will try to catch them with my hands.
When we lived together in a house and we had these big fucking palm-sized.
They weren't that big. They were literally the size of a quarter.
They were not that small. They were the one you held the one time was like that at least. Give me that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't notice. I don't.
About the size of a sand dollar, at least. I think it was still palm size. The things were fucking huge. They were wolf spiders. And
they were. You couldn't miss them. They were definitely big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking terrifying. But Kristin would go and just pick them up and then hand them to me. Look at that.
They're cool. You can see their palpae, and they
don't want to see their palpae.
I love spiders. Also, they don't bite you unless I don't move at night. So if they're crawling on me, I guess they just kind of keep crawling on me, and they don't bother me. But
I've had it before that I felt something crawling on my face, and then I smacked it with my hand, and then I had a bunch of dead spider legs across my face because I did get a spider, and I smeared it across.
The
my
secret
face.
is to bury your face in a pillow so they can't crawl on it because there's a pillow on your face.
They'll find a way. Life finds a way, Kristin. And spiders, especially. I still hate spiders.
Oh.
Although I did watch a number of videos of, ants, or spiders versus ants. And
it's pretty fun watching them battle.
It's pretty fun.
I mean,
and all the really negative YouTube things are like, how dare you? What if you were that ant? The ants won. I don't understand. How dare you? It was like a deadly tropical spider versus some fire ants.
Oh.
And it was only a small amount of fire ants, but they each grabbed the leg. They each grabbed the leg and they spread it wide, and then a bunch just bit its fucking head.
Yeah, no,
it was really cool.
Have you ever seen crazy ants? Those are even worse.
Yeah, they had some crazy ants and stuff. They had raspberry crazy ants.
They sound like really good lemonades.
Yeah, it sounds like a dessert or something.
Yeah, I want some crazy.
I was gonna say I could go. you want to go to the store and get some?
No.
Oh.
No,
Anyways.
I have ice cream at home.
She said her dreams usually have spiders in them. I referenced a Sri Lanka spider for the larger arachnid and a jumping spider for the smaller one.
It is very cute.
I will say I saw some really large versions of the jumping spider, and there was one where he was like cleaning himself, and it was really adorable.
Jumping spiders
I
are
like
the cutest.
jumping spiders.
There's a lot of jumping spiders in my garden. And a lot of snails, which I
try to be
I
try to be nice to actual honeybees. I don't smush actual honeybees, and I don't smush jumping spiders. Everything
You
else
smush
is fucking...
spiders?
Yeah, and I did it while I was living.
But they kill things that you hate.
I know.
That's why you just have to live with them. They're like they're the wolves of the house. Also, house centipedes are the wolves of the house. They also eat spiders, so just leave them alone. I like house centipedes too. I think they're cool, and someone at school hurt one time, and I felt really bad, so I picked up... have you ever seen the...
Somebody at school one time hurt a centipede.
Well, she
it's a fucking crawling bug on the floor.
She tried to, just put the cup in without...
Oh, so she was trying to be nice to it.
No, but she was being, like a brutal child and not realizing that a cup, when combined with the force of a human body, will crush that insect... And you have to be very careful and very gentle. And you have to kind of shuffle it into it.
Anyways, let's finish reading this. We're not just talking about spiders and the centipedes that could have been. So, jumping spider for the smaller one. Jumping spiders are cute. We can agree on that. Jumping spiders are cute.
Yes.
Thumbs up. Okay. Later I realized I made a very ridiculous mistake, as the larger spider only has 3 legs on its right side instead of 4.
Sure doesn't. You
Yeah.
sure might have looked at some palpay and thought that was a leg. But that's okay. It can also lose legs, so you could always say...
Yeah, it lost one. That's the story we're going with. And the smaller spider's anatomy is mushy and not very realistic either. I've recently made it my goal to draw very accurate spiders, so these mistakes are probably what bothers me the most about this picture. Okay, so...
I really like how tiny the little eyes on the big spider are. They're literally human-sized eyes on this giant beast. I love spiders, though. I think they're really cute.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Because look, they're have tiny eyes and they have giant teddy bear palpay. They're just kind of
They're full of fangs.
But they're also full of fuzzies, and that's kind of cute.
Do you think ball sacks are cute? Same goddamn thing.
Objectively, they're not full of sharp points. So if you're well, I have to make a stuffed animal out of something.
Do you just think hairy round objects are cute?
Well, Pikachu's a hairy round object.
Don't you bring Pikachu into this?
Literally every Japanese thing is a hairy round object.
I'm just saying, it has...
Because they kind of move around and stuff, and they're just kind of the mouth parts, and they're just I don't know. I'm weird. I think. Did you ever see Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind?
I've seen Nausicaa.
Okay.
So let's actually critique this.
She's my
spirit
princess. So okay.
So I think there's a lot of weird atmospheric perspective in this one corner, which it wouldn't really come into play already because it's pretty blue and it's only a couple houses down. So either they live in
Silent Hill.
it's Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Although maybe that's a dream thing, but that sort of haze doesn't really continue all the way around. This gingerbread man that's right there, he's not sort of hazed out, and it's not hazy up in the top corners or anything like that. So I guess in that way it doesn't really read as a dreamscape. It just reads some sort of crazy shit is going down. And if it's a fantasy illustration, crazy shit can go down. I mean, I don't really know of successful ways of making something super dreamlike. Besides just being really cliche and just sort of hazing out the edges. Sparkles, yeah.
Sometimes I don't think you need to really...
Yeah, you don't. That's true.
I mean, and plus, you can never remember a dream perfectly, so, I think it's almost partially the, the mystery of the dream, you're always, grasping at pieces when you wake up. At least I am. I can never remember.
Are you pro-haze or anti-haze now?
Well, it just depends on what do you want to do? What is, no, I think if you're going to stick with the haze, it is looking a little Silent Hilly, though, but you need to, I guess, include the gingerbread man, and probably also lighten up the windows as well. They're pretty dark.
Yeah,
if they're receding into the background, they should definitely not be as contrasty.
I think the tones used on the chocolate, it looks like chocolate. It's that same sort of hazy, whitish, when chocolate is dull looking.
The windowsills, or not the windowsills, the window
thing
shutters.
That mostly bothers me is this one slanted wall here, and it wigs me out that it happens for no reason. And I know it would just be kind of, I guess, dumb to not have any real variation and just have a solid block of sort of put together cookie shapes, but it doesn't seem to follow, I guess, the perspective of the one next to it.
I don't think it's supposed to. I think it's because of the way it is shaded. It's supposed to be like what is it, the Tudor style house? Like where they had like this, basically in profile. If you're looking at it from the side, it would be.
She's
like
making
this.
Diagonal motions with her hand.
Yeah. So basically, I think it's supposed to be Tudor style, but I don't think it was properly shaded.
Well, maybe it's just this part here. Like maybe if it's supposed to be like planes of a house, right? Like the light would be different here if the light is hitting it like that than it would be here, which would be a little bit more in shadow.
Yeah. Basically, if it was facing up towards the sky, it would be a little lighter.
Yeah, I'm making like what degree angle would you say this is?
It's an obtuse angle.
A very obtuse angle.
I would say about 80 degrees.
80 degrees is like this.
No, it's not.
This is 90.
Oh, sorry. What's the 180? 160.
180. I'm making 160. Let's say about a 160 degree.
Sorry,
angle.
I can't measure with my mind.
So I'm like, no.
That's a cute.
Yeah. I think the perspective on the spider's legs, it's trying, but it's like, it's very side on, and then it just starts becoming larger. Like, it's almost there, but it's not convincing enough yet.
It also gets kind of mushy towards, like, you would expect, because you're closer to the, like, larger, the legs, that it would be more detailed.
Yeah.
And it's not. It just kind of, like, becomes, like, watercolory mush, and... and that's, you're really missing an opportunity to render out all those nictating hairs.
Yeah, you can render the shit out of those nictating hairs.
Yeah, that's some good shit.
It was just tarantulas, though, that did that.
Well, but they have, like, fuzzies that they,
Well, nictating indicates agitating
irritating,
hairs.
Yeah. So, I don't know what they're called. They're probably...
nictating. Nictating is the membrane.
No, is it ursating hairs? I don't fucking know. Just don't do it. Don't do it. We're doing it.
Look it up.
Okay, we're not looking at it. I know there's a nictating membrane. There's something about those hairs, like maybe it's urcitating hairs or irctating hairs.
That sounds like one of those fake up names. One of
there's
those
something going on with the hairs. They have a special name. Also, they can walk on walls. So, but. There's fuzzies on their legs that probably need to be rendered when they're closer to you.
Yeah, I would definitely say the legs that are closest to us would definitely be a lot more rendered.
And also, like, why isn't the body of the spider, like, why don't you see a little bit more underneath it? If it's if we're looking above, we should probably see.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like that, you would at least see more of its side, I think, because it's really flat down. Like it's turned a little bit up, and then the legs are just sort of like
bam. Yeah, so I would probably look into that too.
You have to keep narrating what I'm doing. I put my hand out mimicking what the spider's angle was, and then I put my fingers into that hand to mimic the legs and what angle they would be at.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, but I would, and unfortunately it's really hard to find pictures of that, but you can probably look at a tarantula and then kind of figure it out, or a crab. I mean, they're kind of similar and weird, but... What imagination?
I think the other thing that sort of bothers me is that the light value is blown out here, and there's definitely some variation with our middle tones, but then light, it just becomes ultra white and ultra white everywhere and stuff. And you can, if you wanted to maybe paint in like some lighter tones, that might be a good way of sort of bringing in, I guess, more of a dreamlike quality. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, the other thing that bothers me is this foot right here. Like, this flower on this gingerbread and this foot, it goes together in such a way that it looks like it's attached.
Yeah.
I guess. And, like, maybe putting a little bit more of that sort of shadow that's under the arm, like, maybe putting that underneath the leg there to sort of distinguish, or, to push them away from each other. Maybe it's the fact that, like, this flower seems more turned towards us than the flower up here, which has that same thing. So it's a mix of it having the same sort of perspective as the flower directly behind him as the gingerbread man has.
I would also be like, for me, I can't tell where I should focus first, either on the big spider or on the gingerbread man in the front. And I would probably
make the spider on his head darker. Honestly.
Yeah, like I don't think the foreground gingerbread man is like dark enough to focus on him first.
Yeah,
like I feel like he is kind of blown out like the background.
Yeah.
And I would be, like, for me, I'm kind of drawn to the, honestly, the house, which I don't think you're, like, just the darkest side of the house, which I don't think you're really, like...
Yeah, like, I sort of went, like here-ish, I guess, first.
Yeah,
and then pointing to the sort of the corner and the darkish area between the house and the sort of slanty bit, because it was the perspective that I noticed immediately.
Yeah.
And then it was like the darkness and the light right there, and maybe it's the patterns and stuff.
For me, it's like the chocolate shutter and then like the basically like the upper part of the spider's legs, like against the darkness of the wall. Like I flick between the chocolate shutter and then that section of wall, and it, like, I can't really focus on anything that I would assume you would want me to focus on, which means it's, that'd be something. And also, I'm, and I am the kind of person to like anime, but I would be, if you're trying to look for, like, a, depending on what client base you're looking for, you might not want to, I guess, ape that particular style with the gingerbread's faces that much. Yeah. There are a lot of expressions you can do that aren't, and it's not that anime is bad, it's just that when directors see you doing things like that, they might assume that you're completely stuck in that style and that you can't necessarily expand, and that would be something I would be concerned about.
Kristin is extra good at that this week because she spent the week at the LuxCon, so you got to talk with a lot of art directors, and you have a much better grasp of that sort of thing right now.
What, anime?
No, just like what you'd said that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fresh off the.
She's fresh out of the cauldron. She knows. Yeah. She knows her shit right now.
Yeah,
so
no, I got critiques from a bunch of artists, and usually one of the artists ended up being like, well, what do you want to accomplish? And it's like, it's like the most amazing. It's like, oh, I guess I should actually think about what I'm fucking doing. And it's like, okay, so basically, pro tip: think about what you're doing. Like, what do you want to accomplish with this piece?
This was for a dreamlike landscape, like.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to make
focus on the landscape.
Yeah, I guess maybe that is a good point. It's like, if it's not really
maybe
it's a landscape in a loose sort of term.
I mean, you're using perspective, so I mean, like, there is like a cityscape or part of one in it, but I wouldn't really consider this a landscape. There actually is no land in it. It's completely above the horizon line, so
that also sort of not worries me. But that's something that I notice, is that nobody has any feet, and it's not really the most egregious issue.
Well, they're gingerbread people, so it's like, well, what the hell are you gonna do? I mean,
it just feels like if there's a little bit more, it feels like it was cut off, I guess. Mm-hmm. But no, I think definitely what I spot the most is just that these clouds are extremely blown out.
Yeah, like,
and that sort of weird, like, white blood cell looking area up there is distracting.
Oh, the like
the parts that get through, like the sort of artifacting is distracting. Let's talk about the positives on this. I like the colors used in this. I mean, they're a bit bland. Not bland. They're very pastel-y and stuff. But it still has some anchoring points where it's not just like it has no dark values or anything like that. Like I like if this color was more spread out and more elaborated on, I guess. This cloud blood cell area. If that was more like a mix of like soft colors and like some peaches and some like tans, various light colors and stuff into that can sort of combine the rest of this image together. I like that.
Julie Bell and Boris Vallejo have a lot of rainbow colors to their pieces. There you go. Fresh out of the LuxCon. But I like the concept a lot.
Yeah.
Like I like the idea of having like an idyllic dream world kind of ruined by spiders. I almost wish you would have pushed it further, like having them like breaking out of the windows or like eating gumdrops or something, like right off the, like, I mean, it depends on what you want to go for. Like, if you want to go for pure horror,
I would have gone for bees, because bees attack sugary shit like this.
That's true. Also, I think
spiders are terrifying.
Well, like daddy longleg spiders also, I think, are omnivores, so they'll eat just about anything.
A little bit of research.
I've seen them eat lizard tails.
Yeah,
they can get pretty fucking big. It's gross. I like them. They're my favorite spiders. And they're not spiders, but they're my favorite thing.
Maybe it's also, I think something that, things that we like. I like this type of lighting on the spider. Like, it's very stylized.
Mm-hmm.
At least, before it gets to the legs part, I don't like it as much. But, like, this part here in the shadow, like, the treatment of the colors and stuff in the shadow is really nice.
It's like watercolory almost?
Yeah.
So, which does look a lot more dreamlike.
But I just like, these sort of purples and stuff reflected in the black here, and I like it's carefully treated, and it's not just like a black area that you can't see anything in there. So I do like that.
Yeah.
This part of the window over here is...
the little dark spot.
Yeah, that's weirdly distracting.
I kind of wish you would have added, over here.
Like,
I would have kind of wished that you would have made it a little bit more lived in. Like, it seems like it's just, like, the buildings are just there. I don't see anyone through the windows. I don't see, like, the windows open or doing anything. Like, the shutters just are flat against the, the wall. And I would really like to see, like, a window open or some plants or something, some gumdrop plants or just anything to make it look a little bit more lived in and a little bit more than just, this is a building made out of gingerbread.
Yeah.
And,
maybe just some, like, cookie marks. Because gingerbread is a cookie. And these buildings are just sort of cardboard, like brown.
Yeah. And you can have it like
squares.
what if there's a crack? You can fill it with frosting.
See, I would have on this wall. I would have made this into like some sort of like ice cream sandwich type of thing. So like some big fucking holes and like cream stuff.
You can also have stained glass candy windows.
Yeah,
like you can push it. Yeah, you can push it really super far. And I think the most I could. Probably advice I could give is just to push it further. Like,
yeah.
Like, definitely, like, figure out, like, what, is the focus on the landscape? Is the focus on the gingerbreads? Is the focus on the invading spiders? Like, what would you want to do? And, like, What
do you want to accomplish with this?
What do you want to do? Have a seat over here, please.
Yeah.
Just
want to go to the beach. No,
Where were you, IMing this 13-year-old boy?
Boy.
But, yeah, no,
she'd also mentioned in here that the critique that people gave to her was saying that they couldn't tell what plane the gingerbread man were standing on, which is sort of a weird critique, I guess. Like that doesn't
you just can't see the bottom.
Okay, yeah, then maybe that's another thing that we are.
So you don't know if the gingerbread man in front's like jumping or something. Or...
Actually, I found something that is annoying. These shadow lines here.
Mm.
I wasn't quite sure what that was, but looking at the other stuff, that's supposed to be a shadow cast.
Oh, really? Oh, that's not a
correct shadow. We're looking at the spider legs, so if the light is somehow coming through this white blood cell area, then stuff like this would all be sort of shadow. So at most, you're gonna get sort of like some of these like sky reflections, like sort of creeping a little bit in, but you're not gonna get this really
that. Yeah,
like at most, but most of this would just be pretty
Especially
dark.
if there's a nuclear explosion over there. I think the spider would actually be mostly in shadow, save for its its the topmost legs and maybe part of its face.
Yeah.
And actually, that might be a lot better. That you can
That'd
hide it in shadow. Yeah, you can hide it in shadow. Also, you can have shadow.
Put it in shadow.
Put it in shadow. Have some good old clabber milk and
Clabber milk.
Clabber is soured milk. It's popular in the South. They used to do it before there was refrigerated clabber. It's called clabber. Why do I know? I don't fucking know.
She's not Clabber Girl.
No, you get your milk delivered by the clabber girl. No. I promise. If you look up clabber, like clabber, but with a, it is a thing. But yeah, I mean,
like I think we're pretty well covered stuff.
Yeah, I think
push
that
it further.
Fine. Yeah,
I would definitely push this farther. And we would, if you want to work farther on this and stuff, we would have no problem if you want to send it back in that we would re-review it.
Yeah, although I will say from what I know from experience, it's always easy to like kind of start over, especially when you want to change several things. So don't try to like just like, oh well, they said like this thing. Like sometimes it's easier just to like say, okay, I did this. Now I'm going to start a new piece, and I'm going to take what I learned and do it. Do it that way.
I agree. Like if you start working on this and you're like, fuck this. Let's go with the same idea, but not this picture. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. No, that's honestly, you will probably be a lot happier.
Very, very last thing is this line on this cookie, and I don't know why it bothers me so much.
It's a smiley face, but sideways.
You can see it just like...
I can hardly see it, but you also might be able to see it better. I can see it now, like when you zoom in.
It's just a...
Yeah, and
it's just like a weird shadow.
And I also don't know if it's like Manga Studio or something, but like I've never, like, sometimes I feel like the brushes in those programs, like, I had Open Canvas for a while. I'm, like, super, not old, but I used, like, Open Canvas 1.1 and I guess Open Canvas 4.5 plus. And I don't even think they make that anymore, but it's very similar to, like, Manga Studio, I think, in terms of, like, its brush. And I always found it, like, really a pain in the ass to, like, get custom brushes and things like that would look... And it, you know...
Anything that isn't Photoshop is a pain in the ass to try and get a custom brush. And that's why I tell people, and I had people in my stream, they're like, so how would I get a hold of Photoshop? I'm like, just steal CS4. Adobe doesn't care anymore. It's so easy to download.
You don't have the paint mixer that way, though. Which to me is like a complete deal breaker, and also you don't have recovery.
I don't use the paint mixer all that much.
I would say I use it all the time. If
it really depends on your style. But if you want Photoshop and you... Well,
it also costs like $10 a month.
If you're a student, it does. It's $20 otherwise.
It's $10 now.
Oh, just $10?
Yeah,
like flat?
And it's $100 a month if you're a student. Or not $100 a month. $100 a year if you're a student, so you get 2 months free. Huh. And so instead it's $120 if you're I'm pretty sure they have changed it.
Just pay the $10 then. If it's just that, honestly, CC.
Like, how many copies do you buy? I mean, like, probably if you buy more than 2, get Photoshop. Like, Jesus Christ.
Honestly, just go with the Kyle T. Webster brushes, go with CC, and you are literally on the exact same page as about 90% of the illustrators out there.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's used a lot, and although it's, like, kind of cumbersome and stuff, it is industry standard.
Adobe has a monopoly that doesn't give a shit sometimes.
Well, also, but Manga Studio is good for lines and stuff, so I wouldn't... I guess it's okay.
I haven't tried Manga Studio.
It's good for line art, but it depends. Like, this seems more painted, so I don't think it would be the, best tool for that. Like, and it depends. Like, it depends on your preference. Maybe you really like it, and
honestly, Photoshop CC does have a lot of really interesting shit with it now.
Oh, it does.
They focused more on actual painting instead of...
like, that's what people fucking use it for.
Well, it's Photoshop.
Illustrator, though, ironically, is... Illustrator's ironically not used by... I love Illustrator.
Illustrator is a pile of shit.
It's good. Well, I usually used it for live tracing after I made like a black and white illustration. So I'm a lazy piece of shit. But yeah, no, I would.
Do you have anything else for this?
No. I just, like we said, push the concept further. I'd love to see you revisit it at one point.
Walk along the razor's edge.
I don't know that song.
If you would like your stuff critiqued by us, we're FridgeArtPodcast@gmail.com. We don't bite. We will try to do everybody's pieces. We only picked this one because it said it was spooky, and we thought it would be relevant. So if you have stuff relevant to All Saints Day,
or like, do you have turkeys?
Yeah, if you have a bunch of turkeys or
some sexy turkey woman that we can look at, I mean, and critique. Yeah.
As long as the nipples follow the milk line, everything is okay.
No, I want it to be like what is it called? The snood? I want it to be like just disgusting, like the most disgusting. It's just like a disgusting monstrosity.
Disgusting snood.
That's what it's called, like a snook or a snood or something.
I'm not gonna look it up.
Don't look it up. Snood? I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's like a hood.
Snood to me is just that fucking, like, that game that used to come on computers, and my parents got really competitive at playing when I was in high school.
Snood? What the fuck?
It's sort of like Candy Crush. Like, it's actually exactly like
90s Candy Crush?
No, I take it back. It's a bunch of different faces.
Like Bejeweled? Don't do it! Don't fucking do it! No! You're fucking...
It's this thing. It had a bunch of...
Oh, it is called
Snood.
Snood.
Like Game Boy Advance while it was on the computer. So it was this, and then you just shoot these faces.
That's fucking stupid looking.
My parents and my like everybody in my family got really competitive about this for some reason. And
you only had
to a point that, like, I would go up the stairs, and it would be like midnight, which is beyond late for my mom or my dad, and they would just be there fucking playing Snood. I
wonder what...
It was...
what the fuck was I thinking of then? Apparently it isn't Snood. It's something else. A Snood.
It's just a bunch of people. It's a hood. And a scarf.
Snood. Jesus Christ. But okay.
Feed. Let me just save
I don't know.
snood.
Whatever the, if you have a sexy turkey woman, we'd love to see it.
Yes, if you have a sexy turkey woman, if you have any sort of turkey woman,
please.
There's no season limit on turkey women. That's what we're trying to say.
It's also okay for Christmas. So, also if you have a Hanukkah, like, candle or whatever, like, what a...
Snored.
Well, what Hanukkah thing could you make, like, a...
If you've got
like menorah,
if you've got menorah porn, if you've got a dreidel man...
Baby, I got 8 candles, but,
There's 8 days to celebrate. Why don't you light me up the big
we're
one?
Gonna What, is the 9th one, like, the super one? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the actual Hanukkah. Is the
is that one. Is that
you do
when
the
you call
sides,
Yahtzee? And,
yeah, you do the sides, and then when you get to the middle, you call Yahtzee, and then you spin. Everybody throws dreidels up into the air. That's best I can understand.
Are we?
I might be ignorant, but
are we being super ignorant? We are. I also. Oh man, we're gonna get crucified. Oh, then no, we wouldn't, because that's Roman times.
If you want to show us all your sexy Jesus pictures.
Oh, please do. If you have anything dealing with sexy Jesus.
I've had to look that up for other... Well, it's not that I've had to look that up. It's just, like, that's come up in conversation before as sort of a Rule 34 thing.
Oh, there's a lot of Jesus porn.
I think the one I saw was somebody was boning his holes in his hand.
Like, if you think about it, I mean, you know, maybe they shouldn't have come up with that mythos. I'm just saying... was it Doubting Thomas?
What we're trying to say is we're terrible. And if you would like to
if
send
you
us
really don't believe, I'll show you. Thomas was the one who didn't believe he was dead until he showed him the holes in the
lisp?
I don't know. I'm trying to make Jesus sexy. I'm not really sure. Oh, Thomas. I think it was I don't remember. Go on. I'm sorry. We're being incredibly blasphemous.
No, we're in an age nobody cares. So, yeah, if you want to send us your themed stuff, then we are fine to look at it for the themes. and come Christmas, if you can just show us a picture of Santa just making out with Jesus, you have an automatic guaranteed spot.
And then maybe...
Although I thought we were going to do the... we were going to look at your clown pictures for Christmas, and then we were going to look at Kitty Goes to the Hospital. Or no, Kitty Has Kittens. Which is an original story I wrote when I was in 2nd grade.
It's true. We should look at that. And
it has a lot of gravity-defying cats on there, because I didn't know perspective, so I just sort of plastered the cats all over the walls.
Should we wait until 4th of July? I have 2 4th of July related pictures I found. I found one that was a Beanie Baby fan art. And I know. I had a lot of Beanie Baby fan, and then I found one that was I found
Dottie
one that
the
was
Dalmatian. You're the one for me.
I found a bunch that was like eagles attacking fish, but the fish had American flags.
You had talked about that as part of your Pinky Bear saga. Yeah, we can do that for 4th of July.
That seems highly relevant because they were holding American flags.
We have a joke through work that all the stuff I tend to draw for work is just big-eyed and cute, and then we're eventually going to run out of animals. So I drew up Flaggy, the American flag, and it's just an anthropomorphized flag with just big dumb eyes on it. And I keep threatening to bring up Flaggy. I'm like, you know what we can do instead of this creature collection? Let me just do 12 months of Flaggy.
Could be like Clippy, where it's like, I see you want to start a revolution. Need any help? You know, and then it like flutters in the wind.
Yeah.
I don't know how
flies away and then spears its enemy through its heart, through the heart. Yeah.
I like to consume the blood of innocents.
This land is my land. Shink.
This land was claimed for me.
Oh, Flaggy, never change.
We could have like Amy the Atom Bomb or something. Or...
Oh my god. Anyway, so if you want your stuff critiqued by us, we're FridgeArtPodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
We don't do any musical shit for this, so bye. Where's the thing?
Oh.
Bleep.